Hello, I'm David Allen, and I wanted to introduce you to a democratic evolution in the United Kingdom. Now, the ideas and the proposals are all based in my new book, which is called The Living Vote. But what I wanted to do also was to explain how this can be achieved, explain obviously what the proposals are, and I'll do that through a series of videos, this one being the first one. Now you'll notice that this is a brand new YouTube channel. It's got very few or no subscribers at the moment, and we're at the start of something which could be absolutely enormous in British politics. It really depends if meaningful change is what people really want. So this video is about strategy for change. And what I want to do is I want to tell you about the book. I want to tell you what you can do to help other people see these videos. And I also want to explain what the proposals in the book will actually achieve in a broad sense. And then in subsequent videos, I will explain each part of the process and explain why these things will happen and how they will happen and what the changes are. So there'll be a series, a number of videos. I don't know how many yet. I don't want each one to go on for too long. But this is about strategy for change. So what the book does, what the proposals in the book will do, is they will remove power from the elitist organisations that control us. Not all of it, but enough of it to take away the attraction for corruption. Now, I don't mean just UK elected politicians, although they do seem to be a pretty incompetent bunch. I don't know anybody that would disagree with that. But I mean the other elitist organisations, unelected organisations that have a great deal of power over our lives and our death. Organisations like the World Health Organization, the United Nations, NATO, the World Economic Forum. Huge organisations with a great deal of money and backed by individuals whose names you know and I won't mention. Then we have a media also that lies to us consistently, as our politicians do. But all of that can change because our electoral system in the United Kingdom creates an organisation in Parliament where the power is hugely focused, almost like a laser beam, all the power on one person, and that's the Prime Minister. The Prime Minister doesn't ever think of any ideas, and none of them do. But nothing gets done unless the Prime Minister agrees. The Prime Minister appoints all the ministers. The power is enormous, and it is often not wielded very well. What needs to happen is that power needs to be diluted within Parliament. And the proposals in my book, The Living Vote, bring that power much closer to the people. So what I wanted to do now is to just give you a general outline of how you get this kind of change implemented. It might seem almost impossible. I mean, we go through a series every election where there are numerous smaller parties, some of them with a partial media presence, some without, some with celebrity leaders, some without. But consistently, they make no difference. They get no votes because their electoral system, first past the post system, is actually 650 local elections where the winner takes all. The second place, if only one vote less, gets nothing. And what that does effectively is draw votes to the only two parties that people believe can form a government, which is the Labour Party and the Conservative Party. And since the last war, the last major war, I'm talking about the 1939-45 war, The Conservatives have been in power for 60% of the time and the Labour Party for 40% of the time. And at this juncture, it's about time for another switch to occur. 14 years is a long time for a government. The longest that Labour ever made was 13 years. The longest the Tories ever made was 18 years. And most of them have been much shorter than 14 years. But it seems that after a while we just get fed up with one lot and give this enormous power to the other lot. That's not just my imagination. Of many people that have mentioned this as being a major problem, the focus of power. And that's what it's all about. Now, the way that you change things is through voting. Surprisingly, I know just said that small parties get nowhere, but not voting to win, or not voting for something or somebody that is looking to win in accordance with the rules of first past the post, but a party which is seeking support for ideas. And that's what we'll be doing. Now, as I said, it's really early days, right at the beginning of this. For example, if you'd have spent just a few quid on that strange new thing, Bitcoin, in 2010, the 31st of December 2010 to be precise, you would have paid 30 cents a coin. Today, it's worth $34,000 a coin. It's quite good to be in at the beginning of some things. Now, I'm going to need some help and support with this as well. The party will need it. It's called the Fairer Voting Party, in a kind of, it does what it says on the tin sort of way. And it is currently going through the process of registration with the Electoral Commission. But the party intends to stand in at least one constituency in the next general election, and hopefully more, in order to seek support, electoral support, votes for a change to our electoral system. That's the way it happens. It's not going to happen in 5 minutes. It's probably a 10-year project, but beginning now. So by 2033, people should understand exactly what the proposals are and how it will improve our democracy for the future. Now, that part about understanding it is important, because politicians they're always saying, we're going to improve this, we're going to do that, and it's all superficial stuff. It's all just word garbage. My book has detailed proposals that I've worked through since 2015. Because in 2015, I developed a completely new voting system. And I'll tell you about that in later videos. But it took another 7 years for the final piece of the jigsaw to fall into place. And that's what the book represents. That's when I wrote the book in about February, March last year. It takes a long time for a book to be published, but it's just out. Published on the 29th of September 2023. And if that's something that interests you, if real electoral reform is something that you think is necessary, if you would like a better parliament, better politicians and better government, then the first thing to do from now is to find out and understand what these proposals are. So I urge you to buy the book. You can also go to my Substack. See, I've written many political articles there, most of them about voting reform and what happens in elections. And my Facebook group, which is called The Living Vote. All of these things are in their infancy. You know, there aren't that many members. I mean, the book was only published on September the 29th, and it's hard to promote something before then because it simply didn't exist. But it's there now, and it's important. So, buy the book, understand the proposals, because then you will be able to explain them to other people. We need supporters and candidates, and once a party is up and running and the website is up and running, there'll be a mechanism to do that. But in the meantime, join the Facebook group. The link to it is in the description, as it is for my YouTube channel, which you're already on, that's because you're seeing this. And I'll continue to do some more videos and explain the details of what's actually going to happen. Buy the book, understand the process, understand what is being proposed. And that really is the first step. So click the like button, please, and the bell, notifications bell, and give us a thumbs up. Okay, that's the end of the first video. I will be putting more up very shortly. Thank you for watching.